And good morning, everybody. I am 10 Tampa Bay meteorologist Rich Fields here in the 10 newsroom with your weekend beach and boating report. Got a spectacular weekend shaping up for us here. Going to be really, really nice today, tomorrow. As a matter of fact, we're not going to see any chance of rain until Wednesday, Thursday, really in earnest. All right, let's go full screen and check things out. Not a cloud in the sky. There's the Sky 10 Network, 6 beautiful live shots in and around the Tampa Bay area. Let's go through some of these and take a look at them one by one. There's downtown Tampa overlooking Davis Islands from the visitTampaBay.com camera, looking out over Tampa Bay proper and down toward the Skyway Bridge. Bellwether Beach Resort, camera looking south along St. Pete Beach. Beautiful, just gorgeous out there. Dew points in the low 60s. I think we got about a 61, 62 degree dew point right now. Mahaffey Theater camera looking out toward the St. Pete Pier, where today is Fall Fest. They've got pumpkin patches for the kids, all kinds of events going on down there, and a big Rays watch party. Rays take the field today, do or die. 12 noon, go Rays. And another shot here is the Wyndham Grand Clearwater Beach Hotel camera looking north along Clearwater Beach. Still a little salt spray on that lens, so it looks like it's a little foggy, but it's not. Trust me, clear as a bell out there. And the Armature Works camera downtown Tampa, where we have a current temperature of 71 degrees. Dew point downtown is at 64. We're going to see dew points pop up actually by about 10 degrees through the work week. By about Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, they'll be back in the low to mid 70s, where we have been, since Ian passed, we've been 60, 61, 62 degree dew points. It's been absolutely fantastic. All right, there's the satellite and radar for you. Other than some spotty shower activity down here between the Bahamas and West Palm, Miami-Dade, really not much going on. And we don't expect much to be going on. We might see a little cloud cover here and there when we look at futurecast, but as far as rainfall is concerned, we don't expect really much with regard to rainfall till midweek. Let's go through futurecast right now. I'll put it into motion and let it go through all the way today. There's 4:30 this afternoon. You can see some southern counties, certainly south of the I-4 area. Oops, drag the whole camera, the whole shot there. South of I-4, there's the I-4 corridor right there. South of I-4, some cloud cover, 4:30 this afternoonish. I'll put it back into motion. There's almost 10 o'clock tonight, and we are left with relatively clear skies in the overnight hours. Tomorrow morning, a little more cloud cover starts coming away. There's 6:20 tomorrow morning. You may notice the winds still out of the north and east. Back into motion again. There's some cloud cover moving in by about noon or so. Still no real rain on the radar. There's 4:25 in the afternoon. Some cloud cover over the Tampa Bay area, Tampa proper. And by 9:30, it clears out to mostly clear skies for the overnight hours. So, all right, beach and boating. Rip current potential today along the Gulf Coast. Rip current potential is very low. There's your overall beach forecast. Looking for a daytime high downtown today at about 80, or excuse me, at the beach today at about 83. UV index 8 to 10, I'd say probably more like a 10. Water temperature at 78 degrees, starting to come up just a little bit since Ian was through the area and mixed up things. We had some upwelling of cooler water temperatures from the deeper depths of the Gulf. There's Venice Beach, 86 for the daytime high. Winds out of the northeast at about 12 miles an hour, mostly sunny skies. A little further up the coast, Siesta Key, sunny skies. 86 for the high today. Even further north up the coast, St. Pete Beach, 85 for the daytime high today. Northeast winds at about 9, lots of sunshine. And Clearwater Beach, sunny skies, 83 for the daytime high, north winds at about 10 miles an hour. There's the wind forecast. You can check it out right there. You can see everything really coming out of the north, almost northeast in many places. Double digits through St. Pete right now, some double digit gusts as well. Let me go later in the day when winds will probably pick up a little bit, and certainly they do. We've got 11-mile-an-hour sustained winds in Clearwater and 11-mile-an-hour gusts, 10-mile-an-hour gusts inland through the Lakeland area. All right, here's the marine forecast for the boaters. Northeast winds 5 to 15 knots, more like 5 to 10 knots, I'd say today. Seas 1 foot or less, bay and inland waters at a moderate chop. That Gulf temp creeping up ever so slightly. We were at 89 degrees, 90 degrees before Ian came through. Cooled us off considerably. We were low to mid 70s much of the week. Here's the tides. Start with Paso Grill. Next tide will be a high tide coming up at 12:24 this afternoon. St. Pete, this is on the bay side. We'll have a high tide at almost 2 o'clock, 1:58 p.m. this afternoon. Johns Pass, Gulf side, we'll have a high tide at 11:44 this morning. Clearwater Beach will have a high tide at 11:25 this morning. And Crystal River, a low tide at 10:22 this morning. Here's your 7-day forecast for the Tampa Bay area. Mostly sunny, warm, 88 for today's daytime high. Lots of sunshine, 89 tomorrow for the high. Again, still lots of sunshine. And then by midweek, by Wednesday, Thursday-ish, we're going to see our chances of rain start to go up just a little bit. We're talking like 40% on Wednesday, and then 50% on Thursday, and another 50% chance of rain on Friday. Why does that always do that to me? I don't know. But there you go. That's the overall forecast for beach and boating for everybody in and around the Tampa Bay area. It is Saturday, and that means it's time to start plugging the old podcast. Coming up on Monday on Come On Down with Rich Fields, Dave Wagner and I are going to welcome a very special guest. It's going to be none other than Bob Goen. Bob Goen, you probably know him best from either the daytime version of Wheel of Fortune or maybe as the host of Entertainment Tonight for many, many, many years with Mary Hart. Bob Goen's going to be our special guest. He also hosts The Price is Right Live, the tour that goes around the United States. He also has hosted Family Feud Live. Bob Goen's got a lot of insight into shows and game shows. It's going to be nice to pick his brain. That comes up Monday, 3 o'clock, live. That's 3 Eastern live on the 10 Tampa Bay YouTube page. Just go to YouTube and search 10 Tampa Bay, and you'll find it there. Or you can find it after the fact on any of your favorite podcast providers. All right, let's take a look and see what's going on for folks on the internet. See who's chiming in with what. If there's any questions, I'll try to answer them real quick for you. By the way, Julia, let me hop out of this program real quick and get to another one. Julia looks like she may become a hurricane later today, fairly soon. Julia has sustained winds at about 60 miles an hour, and there's where Julia is located right now, just north of Panama, and is on a track. Let me take that full screen for you. Is on a due westerly track into Nicaragua. There's sustained winds at the top of your screen there. Julia is now at 60 mile an hour sustained winds, moving west at about 21 miles an hour. Central pressure was at 999 millibars when I signed on at 7 o'clock this morning, so central pressure is dropping. Starting to see that classic spin and rotation of a hurricane starting to coalesce. We're getting good convection in the center of the storm, and we're getting some pretty decent outflow as well. So this has just left the Curacao area. It's north of Panama right now. Here's Panama right here at the bottom of your screen, and heading due west toward Nicaragua. The good news with regard to this one, at least for the Tampa Bay area, is that we expect Julia to become a hurricane shortly, but we expect Julia to continue to move west, and there's some very mountainous terrain in here, and that should break up Julia nicely. But for the meantime, we have hurricane watches and hurricane warnings posted for the eastern coast of Nicaragua. We also have tropical storm watches posted for portions of Honduras as well. And as we take a look at the spaghetti plots, most all of them agree, actually they all agree, that Julia will continue that westerly trek across Nicaragua, up into Honduras, San Salvador area, very mountainous in here. It's going to break up Julia nicely, I do believe. And if she can exit out of this area as a tropical storm, it looks like it'll continue up into Mexico. So the reason why we're not too afraid of it getting into the Gulf of Mexico is this big area of high pressure, this blocking area of high pressure, which is going to keep Julia down to the south. So you can see some of the timing. Later this afternoon, this evening, Julia should be a Cat 1 hurricane. Remember, it takes wind speeds at about 74 miles an hour to become a hurricane. Julia is now at 60 miles an hour. So by tonight, a Category 1. By Sunday morning, 90-mile-an-hour winds hitting the coast of Nicaragua as a Cat 1 hurricane. And then a tropical storm as it continues across Nicaragua and Honduras and San Salvador and up into that neck of the woods. So Julia on the board now. The next named storm will be Carl. Carl, if in fact we do get a named storm, another named storm. So let me check. I was going to start checking questions. Nancy Palmer's watching. Kate Kelly. Hi ladies. How are you? Carla Astrek. Karen LeBlanc. Peggy Howard. Dennis Jackson. I don't see any questions though from anybody. So I have to get ready for the 10 o'clock. Our next newscast is coming up here in about 15, 16 minutes or so with Angelina Saucedo and myself, and I will have an update for you on Julia, if in fact anything needs to be updated about Julia. In the meantime, if you do have any questions, and I have already signed off here, you can still leave them in the comments section below, and I will answer those after the fact, after I get off the air, or maybe before I even get on the air at 10 o'clock, but after the fact nonetheless. So there you go. All right, in the meantime, take a look at that beautiful shot, and I will see you next on TV. Thanks for joining us.